And we don't left with their life today. We see what we see, we know what we know. Now we take up the cause for Evangalist Sampson and make in vision, in wishes, that stay alive. Make this not make anybody step and withdraw and go full in his dumb. So we'll make them carry on. Evangalist Sampson died like we don't go say person will die as a martyr. He fight for a cause we believe in for saying that the right cause. Nobody not get it right or chase him for go kill him because of his voice. And not cost somebody, and not abuse somebody. In a message in the past, now information in the give. And they go on dangerous terrains them. They go see certain things them we not correct. And they come out on social media and alert people them for say this is what this government is doing, this is what the police are doing, this is what this minister is doing. That's all Evangalist Sampson they do on social media. They pass information. So it's unfortunate that person like that one day would always they quotes from the Bible whenever he talk, and he talk about the wrath of God will befall them people them when they do bad to the people of Sierra Leone. Always they revoke, they bring God inside and talk. For say we retaliate, we remain peaceful, we remain law abiding, but God will make we all in wrath will come after them people and they for the bad way they do to we who they suffer. If you person like that one day, no arm, they take up arms, they encourage people and go take up arms. Una follow, una chase, una investigate about in location to point to una see him, una no chase until una catch him alive, una go investigate him, una actually shoot him from a range, we una go able for catch him. Twice and 3 times. I don't know which word way for describe this thing, but this is, I don't know if there's any word better. So anyways, the APC party, of course, APC members, them across the globe, jump on the frenzy. Everybody, they ask, waiting parliament they do, waiting that they do, waiting parliamentarian they do, Chagiko code and this, that. APC is structure and then very constructive when they do things. Okay? Then come out with a press statement. We at the share with make we all see the press statement. Even though some might not begin to bash at them straight away as the thing happen. Not to everything, this is not institution. Not to everything they happen rapid, just like all that. But indeed, they come up with a timely press statement. We're very solid and to the point. Make I just share with make we all see the press statement, and then we take on from there.
Colleague, honorable members of the Fourth Estate, I will read the press statement as I said, as contained. The statement is dated Wednesday, 17th August 2022. On the 10th of August 2022, our country suffered yet another phase of shocking violence emanating from a clash between protesters and security forces. These disturbances resulted in the loss of the lives of several civilians and security personnel of the Sierra Leone police. Unfortunately, the painful event of August 10th continued for several days, further claiming the lives of citizens in harrowing circumstances, as in the cases of Hassan Dumbuya, commonly called Evangalist Sampson, and some others. I continue to express my profound condolences to the families who lost loved ones. May their souls rest in perfect peace. As the nation grieves, let me state that I strongly condemn violence of any form and believe that there are much more progressive and constructive approaches to communicate our concerns, including peaceful protests. I would also reiterate that in any democratic dispensation, Citizens have the right to use protests to demonstrate their concerns as long as those protests are peaceful and are within the remit of the law. Again, I note that citizens, including Mohamed Kamara, popularly known as Medke, of the All People's Congress, were arrested even before the 10th of August demonstrations and are still in detention. The events leading to and which unfolded on 10th of August 2022 provided a clear indication that there has been an erosion in the gains made in strengthening reconciliation, social cohesion, and peace building in post-war Sierra Leone. These events further point to the fact that we have not succeeded in using constructive means of dialoguing to maintain peace, stability, social cohesion, and security in our beloved country, Sierra Leone. More than ever before, there is a need for us to reverse this trend by reflecting on where we have gone wrong and what we can do to ensure that the gains made over the years to consolidate peace are not lost. Violence can only undermine stability and development. I therefore call on all Sierra Leoneans to remain calm and law-abiding. And I call on the government to immediately take steps to ameliorate the situation by ensuring the following. 1, that the number of people killed during and after the incident is made public, with their corpses handed over to their families for dignified burial rites. 2, that a record of all those incarcerated is provided to the public and their families granted access to them. The government should ensure that their rights are protected through speedy and fair access to a court of law. They should also be provided with legal representation where they cannot afford one. 3, in line with the above, I endorse the call for an independent committee to speedily and conclusively investigate the August 10 demonstrations and its aftermath. However, it must be ensured that the composition and conduct of the committee is credible and non-partisan, with the sole aim of providing truthful findings and profound recommendations that will, amongst other things, help to provide redress for the families of victims. 4, let me take this opportunity also to call on the Interreligious Council and other civil society organizations, our Council of Paramount Chiefs, and community leaders to mobilize and take the right steps in engaging all relevant stakeholders with the aim of helping to promote reconciliation, healing, and social cohesion in our beloved country. I cannot overemphasize the role of the civil society in the consolidation of democratic good governance in Sierra Leone as we draw closer to the 2023 elections. 5, I also call on the international community to continue providing the required political support and inspire the much needed political will to overcome the challenges that our nation is currently contending with. In conclusion, let us be reminded that what unites us is mightier than what divides all. May God grant us the peace and serenity that we deserve and seek to achieve in Sierra Leone. I thank you.
Well. That press statement, I think, say this platform go down with very well, and I think we agree with all of within the submission and with the honourable member, Honourable General Madan Majuba, don't read out. It mentioned quite a lot of things in there. It talk about before the riots or before the demonstration of the 8th, they arrest some members of APC, one of which is notably Medke. And up till now, they don't get access to Medke. I mentioned Evangalist Sampson, the killing in cold blood of Evangelist Sampson. And he, of course, gave the condolence to all the people that will not die. And he also talked about the democracy with them we don't nurture all the years, don't begin eroded. So he called, say there's a need for making them reverse this trend where they happen. So very bad trend in the last 4.5 years. Make them try for use all avenues for make them bring peace. He also talk about the need that violence, they bring anything, they continue for bring unrest and resentment in our country. And he also demand that the people them, where they don't kill, make the government hand over the bodies of them people and they make them go get a dignified burial by their families. He also say he want the way they under police custody, make the government identify and details them, make them families then go represent them to the court system, the legal system. He also asked that they do a proper investigation of all incidents which don't happen. And the institution of a committee has to be from all facets, all the institution properly. Not so government just go set up their own people, like what they do for Upper Road. They just go set up their own committee for themselves, they investigate. We don't know what come out of it. Up to now, Pademba Road case, we don't know what come out of it. But they remind the government that they have to bring a committee of an independent committee. We don't say independent with a capital I. But we need to always get an independent committee that's alone in the last 4.5 years. So we don't know whether this will be an independent one. But you talk about the people and for being represented, and he call on the religious council, he talk about the role of the CSOs, that this is at the time when they play very, very important role. And these are some of the things that I can remember. I want to also know, say, Mohammed Bangura, the MP Mohammed Bangura, has also been arrested. Few days after this thing that happened, apparently, then we need about 4 of them. Then we asked Parliament to make the handover 4 of them. And the Parliament's been refused for do that. For an alleged riotous conduct during that Sama Bendugu by elections. So now, I think it was a couple of days ago, day before yesterday, I go to court for go support Dr. Samoa as usual. Now, from court, I think I didn't lay ambush for him, then go arrest him. Up to now, we don't know what's in the happen with them. So we want to make sure, say, this platform get the information there. So make we see how we view as them, they resonate with them kind messages there, so they happen, how we democracy they pan erode at the country. So this press statement, I think, say, it in line with how a political party or a leader in the person of General Ramadan Majuba for react to what's in the happen salon. Over to you, Dan. Sid Bonita, you want to say something?
Yeah. It's just to draw people's attention on the audio you play that SL Media One and also our late brother had the audio on the same Sama Bendu. Like when the SLPP people were there to do their campaign when it was supposed to be an APC event.
Yes.
And arresting them because they are not SLPP, they are APC. So you that do the right thing, you are the one that the law will always.
Yeah.
Those people that he names were not supposed to be there, but they were there, but they are free.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be there and was there, and he's been arrested. So, and it's really sad. There's nothing with this administration. There's no justice there.
Yeah.
We've seen that for the past 4.5 years, my dear.
To add to that, before I come to William, Emmanuel. Sorry, I continue to call you this. Okay. Please forgive me, yeah? Before I come to Emmanuel, APC been supposed to go campaign at a place there. So PPRC or whoever, NEC called them and tell them, say, the president get for go spend some time there. You get for go sleep there. So because of that, APC no go on that DD for go campaign. Even though that they day for campaign, they not go on that DD. So then you schedule for them another day for go campaign. So that day when they reschedule for them, now that they go meet Jules and Jules themselves be the vice president. Now the time they go block them, say they don't for enter because Jules the now the time, you know, Abu them don't go sleeping now a couple of days now. They try for sensitize the people them, they don't send for system day. You know, and we had on this platform an interview of somebody where tell we the incident that we passed before they reach Nasama Benduku, the amount of forces that we they meet, the kind of blockage that we they meet to a point where Samoa, Kamara, be inside the supporters them for go campaign. They beg the police officer, they beg the regional head of the police, they beg touching food for beg and say, yeah, allow we go now, we did this for campaign. They don't block with the other time, they say presidents to go. This time actually they tell say Jules themselves did it. Who stay for campaign now? Who they go campaign? Anytime I go campaign. Why on one stop for go campaign? This now we own day. Waiting SLPP operative in the day. Abu and the likes.
And remember, one of Samura's statement or word, he said, shoot on sight. So while they are military hanging to kill people that were going on a campaign, they were planning to kill them. So
yes, because they meet people that they have a man in the common bush with them guns them. Then we don't go lay ambush to a point Usai, if you then get command for say una shoot, then a lot of people therefore we don't be massacred. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? But anyway, let's move forward. Over to you, Emmanuel. You don't see the press statement. How strong is that press statement?
Yeah. To continue, in a strong conviction of me, I believe say you now an active politician, you know, because you play roles into the day-to-day affairs of Sierra Leone, your political party, and yourself as a political being. So, of course, you well aware, I know what did happen in Sierra Leone. Yeah. The press release where the APC pull for the likes of that one of Cheno Majuba where he pulled. That one, I think, for me, it's that of a quality of a leader and a statesmanship where it show. If you look at the tune of the press release, how we go, as I refer to you, say you're an active politician, you go think, not even a second, say, wow, this is a leader, and I saw leader for talk. He urged all party, you understand, for come together, you understand, and do the needful so that we go get you know, a fruitful something in the Republic of Sierra Leone. But let me go one side which you will have been a measure about saying the independency of the commission within the set. There is nothing about genuity of SLPP with me, I believe, this government. There is no genuity, I believe. So let me tell people about there. How many, when they don't come, show me how many genuity from the GTT, Government Transitional Report, to that of the Commission of Inquiry, to come down to Padeba Road killing. You understand? International community have asked them for an inquest. How genuity their findings are, and waiting in the bring to we. You understand? It's just something like a mockery to the people. Now we talk about the CSO. You see, civil society where people can call are only a few. The rest are evil society in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Maybe people will not agree with me on that, but it's reality. But come on. Civil society groups, they are supposed to act as an intermediary or a mediator between the people and the government, or they are state actors. It's sad. Now molest to the people. For now, see people and get a legitimate concern for their country. Now see people and get a genuine concern as the president address the people and tell them, say, jobless youth, not then they use for protests. Okay, jobless youth, but their concerns are legitimate as the interviewer from BBC did tell them. This youth, they came out. Some sat at home, say, we know they come out again. We see somebody, a civil society, left in office on that day. if they go give 1,000, 2,000 euros Joseph Sano to back riders them now the country. So let them go about the normal business now, like. And we don't get varieties of audios of this very Joseph Sano as Hill Salon, civil society. Ebo, we get the other one, Edmond Abu Jr. Someone come and make his statement where he come, you know, go point finger, where I go to? Not to Masara Samba. That's civil society. They don't kill people in the country. Instead of civil society come and condemn, how many of them? But you didn't tell you say they pull 1 million man march for tell president you plenty tanky. And then appreciate democracy in the Republic of Sierra Leone. It will be next month the 1st. That's civil society. What they talk. And civil society, politics 101, it tells you they're supposed to act as a pressure group with the opposition. But where is the pressure group today? No, we are. Unless man like Cherno Majuba, they give a statesmanship in the Republic of Sierra Leone. They show you that of a leadership where they exemplify. But having said that, let me leave that one day for we all. Let's go continue in the track of Evangalist Sampson. You level the words Evangalist Sampson say the rap or God the rap all people then kill people on the 10th. Then go on the 14th, then kill Evangalist Sampson. How many of our interreligious leaders then will come and give a condemned statement and denounce those particular acts? Then you read the president, they call the protesters peaceful, harmless, and defenseless protesters as terrorists. He label them say insurrection. You know what is insurrection? Insurrection never occurred in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Never in my history. For God's sake. And legitimate governments. The people came out. What do you to see? You see the people that get gone, like Sweet Bonita just say like that. The SLP with their information suffer. Then go there even take that green. A dead hip-hop Nigerian artist, Abolaji that green from Nigeria, we don't die 12 years ago, 2010. Then bring and come forth, say this man is a wanted. You see how the government, they make a mediocrity of themselves. Call international communities. Put them, play them and picture for them. Take G3, play them for them. Say civilian, they're all G3. But the G3 no gets magazine. Whose police officer, when they run away, he left his magazine for that G3, the civilian and kitchen. May you to see this thing what they call insurrection. When police, they shoot at civilian them with pistol and smoking gun at civilian them. Not up, but straight on the civilian them. You know how many of them would die on that day? Interreligious leaders come out with statements. Interreligious leaders in anything. We listened to the report of Umaru Fofana on BBC when he was interviewed. He said it all. As I can always label, I'm saying one of them puppets, the SLPP puppet at the media. Because sometimes they fail for saving reality. But I don't know what's going on that day where he say the truth. That police, they go now, people they all see, they knock on the doors of people, they pull them outside, they shoot these people, dead. They kill them. You see that insurrection? You see anybody all gone, you see anybody all stone, you see anybody all anything in effect. The people came out peacefully. What was on the placards of the people? What's in the then at the placard of the people? For family and Moyamba, Kenema, Bo, Pujon, Friton, Makeni, Potloko. How many? What's in the day? The people just get a simple placard. The rest of their placards say, we want peace. The peace in the Republic of Sierra Leone is that of a fragility peace. Maybe people don't understand fragility. The word fragility means a country where at any time the peace is not settled, something can explode. National chaos can take place, civil unrest can take place, but people they go about their normal business. But there is no normality under. Like when they tell you say na yebe, he called pata but he warm under. Now in Sierra Leone they live on. But the people came out, then they cry. Say, we want peace, we want peace. Instead of the people, you say then throw missiles. No, the people we are singing or they sing the national anthem. I will exalt thee, right off the free. 90 people they sing on that day. We saw them live. It was when police officers go begin shoot at peaceful, defenseless protesters, harmless protesters. Then they put the thing a wire. But before that, what happened? As I said before, don't forget. There is a video which went viral and it has been verified that then at the entire base, they think they will go kill APC. If me and you two don't witness, the SLPP then come out now, their own party office, then go thief now and with our 4th Street, how they call that place by Likos, they go broke Makituma and the table. Then they send a jog, then be the jog. Then go thief. Brother like they then go thief on that Sunday. That was 1 or 2 years ago when they go for go thief. They come back, they blame the thief on the APC, say now APC go for go thief. These are the very youth we're going to the crowd. Go to the crowd, go cause atrocity and erupt the entire protest. It was a peaceful protest, but SLPP talks went on that crowd and erupt the entire process as a peaceful protest. You can agree with me. How can civilian who came out with a placards, it's not like Yemen where go say the rule of engagement, the civilian then get AK-47, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5, until when they begin shoot at the US Marine. Things go out of hands, they apply rules of engagement and kill them. But this was peaceful protesters with no missile, with nothing, but they were peaceful. Say Madabio must go. They not say Madabio must go undemocratically. If the people be one for let Madabio go, the insurrection will have happened long since ago. But you cannot refer to peaceful protest as insurrection. The guys don't know that they don't even know what na insurrection. Insurrection, it don't happen in a country like Usaid and Police, Mohammed al-Bashir. Now you go say insurrection. Insurrection happened there. This Aziz Bouazizi, when they clap and kill themselves, the people say, no, enough is enough. What do you want it happen? Will they die in the streets? These are insurrection where they happen on seats, but never in the mindset of those peaceful and harmless, defenseless Sierra Leoneans have any thought like insurrection or on seats the SLPP government.
I wonder how the government would think.
It was a re-echo. It was a re-echo. It was a clearing call to the government that you must go. You must go because the people they don't see many practices of which the SLPP don't they put forth for rig the elections against them. But that was something to speak to them. Say, Mr. Government, una need to listen to we call, we want to speak to una. Una need to listen to we cry, we don't cry to una. Mr. Government, una need to pay attention to we as the president be make that clearly to what he tell me and you to say. It's in a person when they speak. In a year, but you not go talk so no more. Now until when people they don't die now, it can begin for talk. And Sierra Leoneans sit, they engage themselves, say, no, we have to come out. Whether 21 days ultimatum, 22 days ultimatum, 1 month ultimatum, we have to come out and speak to the government. But never in the mindset of the people have interactions, never in the mindset of the people for say them for overthrow the government. No, the people we are ready and they embrace the army, for let the army come and secure them. If the army be make any attempt say them for overthrow, it will have been something that happened in 2015 in Istanbul, Turkey, when the military overthrew and the people said, no, go back to your barracks. We want back Erdogan. This was what was to happen in the Republic of Sierra Leone. The people never have it in their mind, but it's a clearing call and re-echo to the president, say, Mr. President, you must go. You must go. But not today, not 1 week, not 1 month, but you have still time as a mandate, constitutional mandate, but we still want peace. In as much we want this peace, but Mr. President, you must go. The people never carried AK-47. The people never carried LMG. The people never carried Cambo fire. The people never carried that thing where they use now this place Ukraine for fights. You understand? Monitor cocktail bomb. No, the people were peaceful until when the SLPP talks came into the protest, erupt the entire process, begin to kill the people, and then the people see it as a provocative something. Then the people self go awire.
Well,
how can you tell I was an APC person? How can you tell I was a peaceful citizen? All those acts, killing of police and all this thing was done by SLPP supporters.
Well, I want to ask because there's this notion that when they say the people must go, meaning that they want to overthrow the government of the day on that particular day. Unfortunately, I think there was a misconception or maybe
it's not misconception, but that was a deliberate act to kill
because
the people.
The people don't see the way how the president or the government don't use all the
Mr. Moderator, can I come in, please? Can I come in, please? Please, let me just iron this out.
Okay.
Now, let me give you an example. Say, you know the papa na home. You know the papa na home. The brother, sister, mama, then they come, they tell you, say, hey, Emmanuel, no well, he is sick, it's Alex and malaria I get. Indeed, Emmanuel have malaria. And the parasites are killing me slowly and they die. Instead of you as the papa and say, no, crying when I was put you say, no, again, or they didn't consider themselves for give one panadol. They say, man, you say, okay, I don't hear you say, Emmanuel don't die. Until the time the parasite and they can eat me all, I want for die. The mommy hold me now, say, Emmanuel, they die, they convert with me self now, you understand? I don't lose blood, and they convert. The beginning and house now, all everybody claps it and to weapon and to weapon. Papa, no, to the right, papa. Does that mean they want to unseat the papa?
No.
Which father is that? Where you begin, they ask you, say, Papa, send for me send for me bread. You can't, you give you stone. You say, Papa, send for me fish. You can't, you give you cocktail. That is the government we have in the Republic of Sierra Leone today, which is the SLPP government led by Madabiu under this administration.
Okay, make us share something with you quickly. May we see how the government send soldiers them out on the streets and then they shoot live bullets. Now let me watch this and see what we say.
You see, it's live bullets. Live bullets. Live bullets. Live bullets. You see what live bullets? You see what live bullets? You see, I don't go. Live bullets. You see, I'm not against so. And then they put that white flag over so. You see, I'm see the soldier man. See, I'm live bullets. You don't see? And I don't see international community. Have you seen it? This is a live bullet. You see the military man is on the open white van. You see them? Live bullets. This is Sierra Leone. A peaceful protest, a very peaceful protest, have resulted to this. So the government lacking the interest of the people of Sierra Leone. You see them, they are going now. See them? See them? You see them? This live bullets shooting. Military personnel are shooting. Shooting. They are shooting. You see them? You see them? They are shooting. Live bullets. Live bullets. You see them? They are now going. They are now going. See them? They are still shooting. They are still shooting. Sierra Leone. They are still shooting. They are still shooting. They are still shooting. See them? They are still shooting. 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 They are coming. They are still shooting here.
Oh,
They are still shooting.
well, as you can see, the guy actually the risk in life, for bring to the attention of people them of waiting actually they happen at the street. This is not busy part of Freetown. We're always very packed full with people, them vehicles, and they go up and down. Look at the place deserted like a war zone. And you see this military guys, then they're on top of this pickup with, a machine, a rifle, where you see an automatic rifle, then they aim at a target and pull the trigger. So it's not a surprise for see people and dead body then in the streets, people and there are so many gruesome videos them we don't archive so far. We not go one for play for reviewers than I also, because we don't want for really make people feel uncomfortable. But there are videos of people bleeding to death. We will get Nayasu right now from these few days this theater will happen. Shot by police officers or what you call it, or kamajors or whatever you call it. But these are live bullets being shot against people, innocent people, bystanders. Even after the 10th, there are few incidents of drive-by shooting. Few boys in Sampson side, Mutkari pass, then just pull the gun, then shoot the boys them. They truly don't need they can bleed to death. Terrible things that happen, in Sierra Leone, we know they expected and can't just go happen. This some people in Sierra for inflict fear into the people of Sierra Leone, for make them not come out for go vote, for go register, because they already don't give some kind of figures. We that figure they want maintain for make them provisional result of the census become credible, because the kind way people are already for the 2023 election, they can when ready for go register. It will just discredit the numbers of people them we then claim say na the day na Freetown. So some of the tactics is a continuous ploy for, you know, stop people and intimidate people and send them underground for make them not go register. But before you answer the question, then Mr. William, you talk on that. Maybe Sweet Bonita go on for tell me more about the platform again with everything that happened. Maybe with some comments that will happen, Sadi. Sweet Bonita, over to you.
To be honest, Kamala and Kesu, it's a bit frustrating. I think it's more from those messages people are posting now and saying that, well, now the PPP, that's from Lawrence Fox, says the PPP said Madabio must go. It's not just the citizen, but PPP says Madabio must go. So again, it's a bit frustrating. Like, people are tired. And I don't know if you've overheard, there's a rumor going on that says they're going to reduce the rice to 250 back where they got it from. So we're still waiting for that kind of a scenario that they are saying right now. It's difficult, but we'll continue to pray for our brother, because at the end of the day, he has done so much for Sierra Leone. Because for somebody to risk their life, giving out first-hand information, not swearing, telling you what it is, how it is, why it is, and I think that's what they didn't like. That's what they didn't want. This is why they behaved the way they did. Because Sampson was the great man. And I'm sure his children, his wife will also attest to that right now. This is not how we wanted it. But again, as we said, his wish was 2023 APC back to power. Definitely we'll make sure that his dream comes true. So even where he is, he will be rejoicing with says, I'm not there with you guys, but at least whatever I wanted, I'm happy that we achieved it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as far as we concern as a political party, we always know say, Madabio, the go come 2023. This is what the message is. Madabio is going come 2023. We don't see Madabio in tricks the way they play for make it stay in power beyond 2023. We don't see that. It's glaring. It's so open. We see how it captured the institutions, them. I capture the judiciary for take certain members of the opposition, bring them come to courts, for make them disqualify them, for making them not stand elections. We see how it don't split through the courts. The 21-man committee puts them against each other. They didn't perfect up till today, they didn't perfect. We don't see how it try to force some rules them inside parliament for getting the rights for make he sack the commissioner of NEC. If you say the results are not credible or whatever, if you say the commissioner want change in goalpost, we don't see how it try for bring come the NI number business for make people they not get chance for votes. We don't see a lot of these things. We don't see midterm census, unprecedented midterm census. We will not be ever get na Sierra Leone. Na census we get after every 10 years. We bring come midterm census. We don't see figures there. We don't come out for say yes, these are the provisional result of midterm census. The school picking, just like they say, the school picking will go sit alone and plenty past the population of Freetown. You want to go sit back here? You understand? So these are things where we don't see glaring. So if Madabio they try for gerrymander himself or let it stay in a position for win, for rig or for thief the election come 2023, we are saying Madabio must go come 2023. So sometimes this night they misconstrue, they think and say, well, maybe they want to overthrow we right now. We go for wait till 2023. If we don't overthrow you 2018, 2019, 2020, 2022, now we overthrow you, Madabio, we left about a few months to make election come. No, I don't think say this political party, APC, will get themselves inside that kind, quagmire day. We don't want that. We want the election for the conductor. That make we maintain peace, law and order until the time for the registration. We go register, we go through the ballot box. The people of Sierra Leone will make the decision. We are just mobilizing the mind, we're just triggering the minds of people for make them know, say yes, make them reminded that from 2018 to now, which don't go through. If they're happy with them, make them vote for SLPP. If they're not happy with them, make them vote for APC. Period. That's a simple message that we always put across. But over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. You don't see the video of police shooting live cartridges.
Yeah. So let me just be on track of the death of Sampson. Now, as we say, Sampson, the message we be give out was not only for APC. Sampson made a give message out there where that message, a message where he always they put say to liberate. Liberate mean like how they talk. There will be a time for the people for go cast them vote. True, it's needful and needs them for to register, get your voter registration cards, and go out there to vote. When you vote the right way and remove that government constitutionally, and we'll get a new dispensation that tells you that the people have liberated their country. The people have liberated the unprofessionalism of the police. The people have liberated the military institution with some of their own professionalism. The people have liberated the state institutions then as a way today we live in Sierra Leone under this SLPP government, where they live under state-captured institutions by the executive arm, i.e. the legislature and that of the judiciary. Politics 101, the three arms of government. I don't want to waste time much on that one day, as we all know that one day. Something they talk for the police officers then. So they look at the conditions of which way the police they live in the Republic of Sierra Leone. It's not a suitable condition. That is why if today the superintendent or would that be chief in the police, he give one of his subjects maybe 1 million leons for go execute short on professional duty. He go there, he go do one because that police officer not get a money way for sustain them in family. This government don't deny them for their right of sustaining their familyhood. Something be they talk for them. Something be they talk for the army. Something be they talk for the beginner way mother be they make mockery of free quality education. We see now water then they give them saying I conduct that one day. We see the video I wept. Something be they talk for the parents them. When they pay every day the school, the free quality education, they get limitation, say from primary school. What about the one them where they to colleges, where they to university? Something be they talk for them. Something be they talk for the citizens, then where them be they beat every day and night in the Republic of Sierra Leone, where himself now be a victim. There was a video where they all Sampson. Now the legislative house, parliament, within the circular of parliament, they beat and say they're cheering close for him, but you know still stop. These are the people where Sampson be they talk for. Sampson they talk for the ordinary common man. BUAPC, BUSLPP, BC4C, any political party you belong to. There was one statement where Sampson make one day, anytime one member Ramadi feel bad. He said, if Mother Bio walk the right way, he said, someone who will support Mother Bio take time done. He said, but if you don't walk the right way, he said, we'll continue for day and I'm tell her do the right thing. That was Evangelist Sampson, where they killing in cold blood. This now the man where be they make sure say in a fight for the teachers them when this president Mother Bio don't like them. In a deceptive tongue and the legislative or parliament, he tell them say he go build bungalows for them. For those who don't lecture at university for decades, he go make sure say them begin and get free tuition fees. He go take care of them. He go give them good quality. Look at the school. These are the people where Sampson be they fight for. What about the paramedical doctors, the nurses them? Where one teacher they go talk na AYV, the rest way commodity they hold and they arrest them. These are the people and where Sampson, so they were in a cool blood where they shot 3 times. Maybe they fight for them. But let me leave here now. That deal small with Sampson. He died. People and where they view. I want to ask you these questions and to you moderators. Who you think will get a heart for kill Sampson? I don't want for be regionalistic na I don't want for be tribal sentiment na ya or political sentiments. But who you think will get a heart? For look the type figure like Evangelist Sampson. He go, he take the gun, he pull the trigger, he draw the trigger, he shoot at Evangelist Sampson. 1, 2, 3, he shoot him, pa, 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 he kill him. Then the left arm, he die in a cool blood, he convert state, he die. Who that gets that heart? Don't tell me, not that people will do that. I don't want for the regional, sentiment. Don't tell me an APCN go do that one day. These are SLPP called to the bone, whether into the army or the police. Now they only go do this. A common citizen, the commoners, whether into that army, where they serve, the people them as it took the oath of allegiance, both air, land, and sea, to guide the territorial integrity of the Republic of Sierra Leone, to protect lives and property in the Republic of Sierra Leone. We took that oath of allegiance. Will never kill Sampson in short way. Will never get that mind for go kill Sampson. Now only an SLPP person where the paupanistic blood in a running siren, he hates Sampson to the core. Go get that mind for pull the trigger on Sampson.
I tell you what, I speak to, when this thing happened, I speak to a few of me SLPP friend them. I tell them, I ask them, I say, brother, what thing they go on? Because we get side, we can meet up over the weekend, we can spend some time with the debate about politics, we hug each other, we with the debate. Most times we'll meet up there with the talk. But when this thing happened, they really feel say this really happens to our country don't degenerate to something where the nobody expects. For say a Sierra Leonean go pick up a gun, shoot incompetent Sierra Leonean again, to an extent to say everybody to go on the rampage for kill. Even after the protests don't take place, the day of the protest, still killing they take place inside Sierra Leone. They go do execution, different houses, then go around picking people up. I get videos and also for sure that.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I will agree with you in some cases. We have decent political figures in the SLPP. We have some.
And I tell you what, some of them are willing to come on this platform and try for come, make them disclaimer them and condemn what
we have decent people. I listened to Lawyer Jamiru, the Minister of Information Deputy. My heart was that electrified. I don't know the distance or the way at which way he speak, but my heart was electrified. Say yes, indeed, another person don't exemplify a statesmanship and a good leadership quality. That was Lawyer Jamiru, where I agree with 80% of his statements. But my question is this: what it takes that person to pull the trigger and look at Evangelist Sampson? Somebody will not create any harm in the country for anybody. But Sampson was killed because he was an APC supporter. He was an APC person when they say the name of APC now the media, they call on people for do the right thing of the APC. They campaign, as I say, he gets a loud volume, he gets a wide coverage listening than any SLPP, PRO, or any of the SLPP you are sort or you bring and come together of the PR system.
Understand, say not in one and kill on that day. No, McKinney.
I get you.
I understand not in one and kill on that day, no, McKinney.
No, well, according to the police and press release, it was never in my record. Maybe I doubt myself, since I not read fine. But the two make a burst in tears. Now, when Evangelist Sampson one going to kill and 4 others were arrested. Maybe you have the police press release, you can bring and come back. If I say no, then I can take my word back. But according to the police
press release say that. But there are people, of course, who say there are other people who were killed because they saw what happened indeed on that day. And for making them all stay alive, for who tell the story, there was alleged,
Well, there are people which can testify if we get an independent panel, which I'm not in any conviction say we will get an independent panel where they go protect those people. But Sampson was the only person that was marked. Sampson was the subject. Sampson in kill one, not all picking kilo. Sampson in kill one was well prepared. Why ask yourself a question as we talk now? Maybe you challenge.
So you believe say an order come out from.
That's why before I start, for me brother, where them Oyamba, Pujon, Teminde, McKenny, side and kill me brother. You dey put loco, free tongue. I said it. It's a chain of command. Office of the National Security did the killing of Sampson, an office which supposed to protect lives and property. If you listen to that video when you play for me, Madabio said the state gets a right to protect citizens. So a person like Sampson, where he calls say a little, how you call that word?
A little brother.
So Sampson at a little waiting miscreant, or how you call Sampson. But the states get a right to protect lives and property. Who they protect lives and property? Office of the National Security, which comprises of the police, the army, and all other security apparatus in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Why then change those military heads them in the chain of command? Now, army man, not a police kilo. Now, army man, if they do short raid, why not the army for go do that kind of raid? I make I tell you, say it was a special raid and a special kill. They never kill. Okay, take me word again, Mr. Moderator. Maybe you are challenging my word, which I like, because I have small, I'll call them security experience. Have my word like this. How can you kill one person and you use the word by reference that this man went and killed, so as you reference and say, una kill him as a firing exchange. You know what is firing exchange? Then another way come out, the other one then come out for can do the raid. You understand? They come out. When they come out, they can't do the raid. So they can, disturb the raiding process. So on that process, as Madam Yobi, the Tronameka as a military man, maybe million at the army, but he not been get a good mental IQ for let the army go through him. You understand me what I'm saying? Because he been going at the army for overthrow. He not been going genuinely. But if you been going genuinely, by using the word, you for shame if you're a military officer. Or you know anybody where they plot gun, you say, you do firing exchange. You know what is firing exchange? And Sampson was killed by a close range. I don't want to say more because we are going to put our lawyers to make sure we have quality, good medical doctor to do an autopsy where people they call prosmoting. All right. Something was killed by a close range. You know what it means? To say a firing exchange, how many casualties did the police have? Name me. Tell me, who are the way get casualty in the police? Those 4 people where they arrest, did they have casualties? They have wounds. The police have wounds. Which kind of a maneuver tactics where they get in a close range firing when a one person no more they kill? And he said they come out. And imagine, the police, they tell me like we are watching Nigeria movie film, wherein you have those fallacious scenes. What do I mean fallacious? You have those lie scene them, not reality story. You get them. Even Disneyland don't have that quality there. At least in Wonderland, they come no more, whoop, then just come, then we give our papa, una engage. You know what it means to engage? To engage, exchanging, firing. The police not get any casualty. The army not get any casualty. Who's supposed to do short raids? And when the police are not tell who say, now then they in care for make sure say, then do internal security. The spokesman of the police, number 1, talk him. They're gonna shall come only megaphone. But this we are the very military officer police when they go around and tell civilians and say, una calm down. Everything is in order. Everything is okay. They say they hold Sampson with a machine. They hold them who say they go do the raid with one machine gun. With one machine gun. Can you imagine? With one machine gun and other guns. Can they do us the fingerprint of those guns?
Well, Mecca just share this video of the presidential address to the paramount chief. Them they try for call what they call peaceful cohesion or national cohesion of the country. Might just share this with we quickly. Let we listen to what he got for say to the paramount chief. There.
I had to talk about this. Soldier Adenaya, I was elected to come here. The time where we use ammunition for Kanaya, it don't pass. Anybody we see the Kanaya, if already. That one, I don't tell you it's Monday when I not be dead. I don't tell them. I have the right to self-defense. If you left it on me, go kill you. You have nowhere to complain.
Very good.
You can protest. There's a civilized way to protest. You can sing the whole day. I go pass you, sir. Where I go? New York. We had huge people then. They say, me the cut throat naya every morning. They team up my road. The APC. Before then, I go to the SLPP. After they say, now we country with the poem. I see picture of them, they pull them. blood, they all over people their face. They say, they block their eye, did they do this? Now that's what they show in the world. Tactics. If not for politics, we don't clear the road. First thing we get for big, for me, say we election date. We don't give it 4 or 5 months ago. Everybody know election date. You want for change matter view, you have June 24th. You need for can't kill anybody. You don't need for protest. They don't forgive you ballots.
Good.
So what did happen is completely unacceptable. Investigate. We use the full force of the law. Under my watch, anybody you break the law, it is incumbent upon me to follow you even to the grave.
Good. Good.
When I'm not there,
good.
I will sit down. I had enough people behind me to cause chaos in this country when I was in the opposition. But I never went on the street. I never incited them. I never told them, we now come on and do this, kill this posse, we get fumble there, where the overseas who all know. So man they sponsor them, then they cost my because it's like mama woman not in the world. I believe in this country. I have fought for this country. I'm ready to do everything and I'm ready to defend this nation. The way they do this, and I will see a different matter bill. Defend when this happened, peace loving people that will not get nothing for do. We not they go about the defend they need for go out every day. They are locked up in the houses. The majority of this country was at peace that day. The majority, they put them all over. And a small group of people who hold about them will come out. How they got here, nobody. Now teenagers, paid for, come. Now the parents they look for. You can't take them to the police station.
Well, we don't listen to the president in address to the paramount chief them.
Okay.
He talk about people in Komot Kamakwe and for come protest and a young bobo them. And of course, he direct them also to the opposition them. You know, that's that he tell the international community for say, these are the stronghold of the opposition and are they responsible for all of them. But the question I want to ask we directly minds them too. What does all this mean for Madabu to the international community? Because we know say it don't fly a lot of times for go clear the image or clean the image of Sierra Leone. 4.5 years. But now this thing don't can happen.